The last time you came to Iowa, I believe it was at the Family Leader event.
That's
You,
right.
you made a joke about your tenure as a front runner in the race, and it was the most exhilarating 3 minutes of your life.
3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours. Sorry. I
3
shortchanged
hours.
you a little
Don't
bit.
shortchange me there.
Do you regret getting in the race? I mean, you kind of got in late, which is hard to do anyway. Looking back, any
Not at
regrets?
all. As a matter of fact, it was I didn't get in for practice, but what I learned were some great and long-lasting lessons. One is, if you're going to run for President of the United States, you need to get in early. You need to be in at least 2 years before. Parachuting in August the way that we did after, Mitt had been here for years working. There had been other candidates, Ron Paul, obviously, who had been here working, Michelle, and Rick Santorum. Newt, obviously, had spent his time here. So coming in that late in the game, we could have won, but we had to do everything perfect. So it's kind of like playing Alabama this year. You can probably outscore them. It's possible, but you got to do everything perfect to do that. So the other lesson is don't have major back surgery 6 weeks before you start a race for the presidency. You're not going to perform at the level that you want to perform at. So those two things made it difficult for us. But with that said, engaged in the process, laying out tax plan, laying out our foreign policy ideas. You heard some of those still being discussed that we laid out during the primary by Governor Romney. And so we still are having an impact, and certainly I hope we're having an impact as we go to Colorado, Nevada, here in Iowa. We'll be in Pennsylvania and Ohio this next week campaigning for the team.
How do you feel about the race right now between Romney and Obama?
I'm excited about the momentum. I was just watching the governor on TV. He looks refreshed, and I know he can't be. He's working hard. But when the momentum's with you, when the wind is at your back, it gives you strength that only that can do. And it's clear watching these two candidates that we're watching a president who is defeated. We are watching a president who is totally and absolutely downtrodden. He knows that his message is not being received well. And more importantly, when he cuts the lights off at night and goes to sleep, he knows he's been a failed president, that the hope, the change, the post-partisan Washington, D.C. that he promised has been a great failure. And it's been a great failure because he did not live up to those lofty ideas that he laid out. He's failed and he knows it.
Do you think maybe 8 years down the line you might give it another shot?
Oh, I'm focused on a lot shorter window of time than that. I've got a legislative session that starts in January in Texas, so I'll make a decision in June about whether I will run for re-election again.
Okay.
And so 8 years is many lifetimes in this world, politics.
The Benghazi attacks. Every day we seem to be learning something new, and it's obvious the Obama administration has not been forthcoming with the whole story. Over the last couple of days, we found out as they were getting attacked, apparently they made 3 or 4 calls for help. Now, you're an ex-military guy.
Right.
As a former Air Force pilot, what do you make of that?
Well, the president owes the American people a clear explanation about what happened, and he hadn't done that. When you have the White House denying that they were the ones that turned them down, when you have the CIA denying that they were the ones that said no, then the question is, well, who told them no? Because somebody told them no. And when you are at that level, the President of the United States is the one that must come forward, be forthcoming, and come clean. Just tell the American people, if whoever it was in your administration, go ahead and identify them. But the idea that we've seen such a confusing story. I mean, we first heard it was little-known video that went viral. We've heard this, we've heard that. That's such a disservice to the ambassador and to the other Americans whose lives were lost in this. The parents of these individuals who have been greatly concerned about the stories that have come out and how they were treated. And that's just not, that is so inappropriate behavior for the President of the United States, the Secretary of State. The President's going to have to deal with this. He's going to have to, he can't stonewall this for the next 10 days.
Governor, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.